Hello folks, welcome back to Feldy. It's a wonderful Farm Sim 11 map created by Farmer Yip. Kind of digging into the past to play a little on Farm Sim 11, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Gonna get my combine turned around here. We've been harvesting the corn up here, and as you can see, this silly combine is skipping spots. And shoot, maybe before I even tackle the rest of this, I should go clean up some of these little bits. I'll just get my combine in gear here and try to take care of this business over here that I missed. I'm still wondering about this. As I mentioned in a previous video, we've already checked the work areas of the header and they're set up just perfect. So I'm not sure why it's having trouble staying the course and not skipping so much product here. I don't think we're missing much, but I think as we showed before, yeah, we can see there it's definitely leaving a little corn in the field. But whatever. We're kind of in the mode of going through our fields and harvesting them and doing some cash cropping. And you know, at the moment as we cycle through the fields, of course we're going to harvest whatever's here. This corn we're probably not going to sell. I think I'm going to haul it down over the hill to the biofuel production place so we can keep kind of going on that. It's going to of course need some, oh yes, don't tell me I'm going too fast. It's going to need a little more OSR or rape canola to put in the air, but at the moment we're gonna take care of this corn and the rest of the crops we're gonna do. And I think in a previous episode I purchased a potato harvester or a root crop harvester, if you will. I'm hoping we can make some decent money on that so we can get some more equipment that is going to be needed. Because as you know, which we'll look at here in a second, we're technically still on mission number 2. You know, the first one was pretty easy to overcome, or pretty easy to take care of, if you will. But the second one, you know, in order to feed the sheep, which is part of mission 2, and we'll see this in a moment, we're going to need some additional equipment. So right now we're trying to earn some money to take care of that. And a question I have is, will this combine remember the direction it was going? It does. Hallelujah. Okay, so we're going to let him do what he does. Actually, we're going to have to empty him here pretty soon, and I'm going to see if I can switch it over to my tractor. There we go. Most of the rest of this field, it appears the combine did a fairly clean job. It was mainly missing some spots, and I have a feeling as soon as it turns around it's going to be missing some more. Actually, we'll see if he even turns around there. That may be too... Alright, good lad. He is going to turn. Well, while he's going and finishing up and driving through our fences that should have collisions but don't, let's go look at the mission real quick and see kind of what we're aiming towards. Mission number 2. This is included in the manual that is included in the map that Farmer Yip put together. Mission number 2 is on Sheep Hill. Tip the following into the sheep feeding trough up on Sheep Hill. 1,000 units of feed stuff, that is from red clover or peas, and 50 units of or liters of water from the water pump. And I know from exploring the island we've seen where the water pump is, but in order for it to pump the water it needs biofuel. We have biofuel. Remember that was the first mission. We had to get corn and canola in the air to produce biofuel. I don't know how much we have at the moment. We can check our quantities. But 2,000 in storage was enough to open Sheep Hill. We could see up there that we have access to our sheep. Now that we have access to the sheep, we need to feed them and water them. And once they produce 500, or this produces 500, so we're actually going to need several thousand of feed stuff and some water. Once we have 5,000 in storage, it will open Kelp Island. And Kelp Island is going to give us fertilizer to put on our fields. We could purchase fertilizer, I think, but the kelp is going to be free because we can extract it from the ocean. So we're going to keep on punching on this to try to get feed to our sheep and get them producing wool. But the trouble is, in order to harvest feed stuff, we kind of need a forage harvester. We already have a windrower, which we see each time as we open the game, but we don't have the means at the moment to pick up the feed stuff out of the field, either the red clover or the peas. So, and in order to afford that, I think it's over 100,000. We need some money from crops. And right now we have, looks like $5,200. I don't think we have, we don't have any debt. So that part is good. I think I could put about 100 on there, but it's over 100 that I need. So we're going to have to just earn a little money. And at paying 10% interest, I'm not sure I want to get too much in debt here. Otherwise, there's just going to be a whole lot of money going for interest. Oh, this vehicle camera, I tell you what. But we are trying to make use of it. All right. Fortunately, I'm not smashing the crop. I think this is probably going to finish filling us up or close enough. So while he finishes the field, we will head on down. Boy, I don't know. Maybe I'd have room for that last 7%. I don't know. I think I'm just going to head down over the hill and take this on down to where we're making the biofuel. You know, I notice I only have 61 gallons because I'm pulling so heavy a load. I probably should head up here and get some fuel. Did I put the fuel wagon up here? I kind of think I did. I already got in trouble once with the fuel. I'm not interested in just running out of it again. Sure enough, here's where I put it. I should have stopped and got some fuel while I was here, but of course I didn't. Let's see if I can sneak around this here header trailer. Go give some slurps of fuel to my tractor. In a previous episode, I tried to describe kind of what I did with the script to make it use a little less fuel, but it still seems like the tractor is plenty thirsty for fuel. And it happens when it's pulling a heavy load, and you can just see the fuel disappear out of the tank. I'm going to get going full speed here. 197, 196. This is just brutal. And you know, I may want to do some further modifications on this. This just doesn't seem reasonable. I'm sorry. I don't care what kind of tractor you have. I don't think it's going to take the fuel down quite like this. So you can call me a cheater if you want. I think I'm going to be modding this a little bit further. And of course, this is peas to our left, I believe. Or, yeah, I think that is peas. And then over to the right here, we had a field of barley. We harvested that kind of prior to where we are now. And that's another reason I'd like to be harvesting some cash crops. There's all this windrow in here. It'd be nice to pick up the straw, and make some bales and also sell the bales. But we'll see when we get through harvesting the other crops. We'll see if we have enough money to purchase equipment that we need. Alright, I think I'll be doing better on the fuel as soon as I get this sucker empty. Just need to back it in. Let's see if my quick camera works. It does. I love the app when you can switch the camera around to the opposite direction so you can easier see to back in. Hitting it again turns it the other way. There we go. Alright, we'll head back up the hill. I probably should use the roads, but given how much this thing aims to take the diesel down, I'm just going to head cross country here across our harvested field. Maybe if it wasn't harvested yet, I wouldn't drive across it like this. Kind of like how I'm avoiding the pea field up here. Hopefully by now he has most of the corn taken care of, which will be another small load. And then we'll just have to see what we want him to harvest next. I suppose I could drag the windrower down here, but I kind of think I have it set up over in some of the, what's that flowered crop called? Oh my goodness, that camera is terrible. It is smoother. I'm positive I can tell the difference, but there is something about this tractor that just moves the camera in ways I wish it didn't. Actually, you know what? While I am here, let me fill up. See, that just isn't realistic. I should be able to do that whole trip without having to refuel. But such is life. Yep, and our combine appears to have finished the job, so we're going to hop out and we'll head over here and see what he's got. Okay. 30% full. He also is kind of getting lean on fuel. We'll pick up the header. Let's see if we can pick up just a wee bit more of the last little bits in the field. See, like I say, I just don't get this. He'll leave this line, but he's picked up pretty much every bit else that is in the field. So, go figure. And frankly, for the amount of fuel that I'm probably using up here, it's probably not even worth coming after this last little bit. Alright, we're going to call that good. And we have these other fields over here. There's 2 root crop fields. There's the peas over there. There are potatoes, I believe, in a field kind of up on the hill. We can see kind of between the trees. But if I keep combining here, you know, I believe there is one other cornfield in here. Maybe that's where I'll head. It's just down over the hill a little bit. Actually, it's very steep in here. And you know that, I know I've mentioned this before, it is so steep, you would never harvest this in real life with what they call a flatland machine, which is what we're in. I mean, that's just crazy steep, and it would never thresh out nice like that. So you would need what's called a hillside machine. So I've been looking for some, and I've been looking for a lot of things, and I've encountered some frustrations, for lack of a better term. So let me see if I want this to go straight ahead. It's kind of a strange shaped field. I think I kind of need to cut. Now, is this a hard object? I want to see, can I drive through this, or is it gonna... Yeah, that's kind of a hard object there. So that means we probably need to make a pass up above here. We'll just go into our field just a little bit here up top. Now that we did that, we'll come across the top so that when we turn him loose in higher mode, he has space up here to turn around. We would never harvest corn rows like this in real life. But that's what we'll do here. Yeah, you can drive through that fence there, so please turn off the separator. Now we will harvest a path kind of down here. And you know, up ahead, there is this skinny shaped field down here. I seem to recall there isn't a crop in it, so we won't need to go down over the hill. So really, we'll be just coming in here. We'll take care of this field of corn while we have this header on. Then we got some wheat. Then there's some barley in these two fields that we can take care of before we'll head on down over the hill. So, and I gotta say, when I played the game originally, I spent most of my time, I would say, in probably just a couple of the fields. I didn't venture out that much, so I gotta say I'm kind of enjoying this, going through the other fields and seeing what all Farmer Yip has created. This is very steep in here. Like I say, in real life, we we would have difficulty doing this field with a flatland machine. Okay, we're heading along the bottom. We probably... Let me just see what happens. I'm gonna try to turn this loose in higher mode, because I believe you can drive through these fence posts. Yes, sir. So he's gonna be able to turn around all on his own. And let me just get lined up the best. And we'll see if he remembers the course that we had him on. Higher. Very good, very good. So he's going to come down. I think he'll take this strip. And it's an oblong field, so I imagine he's going to encounter difficulties once he gets to this edge over here between the two parcels. But we'll see. Yeah, boy, if this was in real life, this wouldn't be done. This wouldn't be done at all. You would need some assistance on these hills. Right now we're at 48%. Let me return to my tractor. Actually, before I go down there to haul away the grain, let me get this other tractor going. He's gonna rip the place up. We're kind of following behind our combine and taking care of the fields as we go. So this is going to need to be ripped up. And by the way, I took out a mod. You may remember kind of down on the flat I had trouble where this thing I have a mod in there that allows you to let the cultivator function as a plow. And you may recall the plow is what takes out or creates new fields. The cultivator typically stays within the boundaries set up for the field, but I had a mod that allowed you to toggle between them, and part of it is because it's so much easier to work with a cultivator than it is the plow. So I kind of thought it was handy if you ever needed to trim kind of around a field, make it, size it up a little bit to how you needed it. But I kept hitting the wrong button and ended up making field in areas where I didn't want to, so I decided to get rid of the mod. And so now the cultivator is only going to cultivate, and that's okay. I don't know that I needed to do anything other than cultivate. Farmer Yip has already done a fine job setting up these fields, so I can't imagine I'll need to modify them any further. Once again, a very steep field in here. Just to take a look at that. I don't think we'd farm something this steep in real life. But it's cool we can in here. Alright, let me see if I can get... Oh, he's still not totally squared away. And meanwhile, as this cultivator goes by, he's taking out things along the edge of the field too. Alright, straighten up. I'm looking over at my compass. There we go. I just wanted as close to 360 or 0 as I can. That's probably about as good as I'm going to get it. And he also remembers straight ahead is the higher. So we're going to give him some peace and quiet, and we'll see if he's able to take care of cultivating the entire field. Cycle through. We're at the combine. It's about 2/3 full as it makes its way across the field. Looks like so far it's picking up all the corn. You know, I almost wonder if it does a better job on the steep hills picking up everything than it does when it's on the flat. Once again, I don't know why it's working that way, but that is one steep field. We need ourselves kind of a hillside combine in here to take care of this, but we just don't have one. But I'm working on one. I've located a couple of them. You know, you search the web high and long and far to find mods for this old game. They're still out there and available. You can find them, but you're going to have to spend time looking for them. And I think in a previous episode I mentioned I finally have the mod spreadsheet put together that shows every single mod that I'm using in this session. Most of which are simply the ones, you know, that came with the map. Farmer Yip worked a lot with another modder by the name of Dr. Hilty, I think he was, Doc Hilty. And the two of them, Farmer Yip was the mapper. Doc Hilty was, I think, a talented Lua scripter, XML expert. I don't know if he did any modeling. Pretty sharp guy, and so he's the one I think that developed the mods. Maybe they worked on both of them together and wrote a lot of the scripts for the map that the map uses. So kind of a 1-2 punch, if you will, a team effort to put this map together and make all this work. You know, I was told in a recent post that this Raba tractor. Why did someone? You know what? I shouldn't even say. I'm gonna zip out of the game real quick and go find out what it is. All right, I just saw the note from Russell. He says the Raba or the Raba tractors are Hungarian. I was thinking they were Russian. I'm not sure why I thought they were Russian. Maybe it's because in college, when I took a little bit of Russian classes, some of the characters that I thought I saw on this tractor looked familiar, but that could be just my imagination. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think it is. I don't know. Somehow I had it in my head that this was a Russian tractor. Turns out it is Hungarian. So thank you for that, Russell. I just put my ignorance on full display. But that's okay. Everybody, I think, that watches this knows I'm pretty ignorant. I don't know how much fuel I'm going through. Aha, he's got his arm out, so we're going to go empty him. Get a little bit more corn. We'll see if we can empty him out before he turns. I think we can get there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think particularly the old version of the game, maybe it's still this way in the new version, kind of a little trick to empty the combine out when he was at a stopped position was to catch it right on the edge where he was just getting ready to turn around, kind of like we did right here. Maybe it still works that way in the new version. I don't know for sure. Yeah, he's mowing this field down. You kind of see that the fields in this map aren't very large. I think some of the largest that we had actually were down on the lower part of the map, which of course we can't see now. But we'll take everything we can get as we are trying to earn some money. Let me get out of this. Oh, wait a minute. Let's check in with this and see what all we have kind of in storage. Now, this is storage. We have 63,000 in rock. Now, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's what we dumped in the hole over by the quarry. One of the first things we did. Biofuel, we have 12,500. And how much do we got to keep in storage? We need to have 2,000 in storage in order to keep Sheep Hill open. That'll be something to keep in mind. So we have 10,500 that we can take out of there. And that is that. You know, it doesn't tell us how many. Maybe we have this somewhere else. No, I'm trying to look for. Aha, it's in here, in the weather for. I don't know why it's in the weather forecast. That's just where it is, where we can see what we have in here. So we don't have nothing in the kelp converter pig. Okay, so canola, corn. We have 16,000 of corn. I know we have some canola coming. Some additional harvesting we can do in that, and so we'll be getting more down over there. But we can't really make any more biofuel until we get some canola in there, because as you can see, 1,000 is required of canola and 1,000 of corn in order to produce the biofuel. So yeah, it'll be just a little bit. We'll just have to be patient. I suppose I could haul some biofuel over. There is a Bowser for that, and I'm trying to remember if I've purchased one. I almost think I have, but oh, look at the combine trying to climb that hill. We better go help him out. Alright, dude, let's get off the hill. Yeah, this is just the. We'll maybe take a pass through here to kind of go around the outer edge just to help him out a little bit. Actually, you know what? He may be able to take it all from here now. Yeah, these are the limitations what we see in the coding for the hired help. And I know it's something we've all experienced. I'm just going to try to set him right on the edge. And he'll come back the other way and hopefully be right on the clean edge of the field. Maybe? Seems like he should have gone up a row. Oh well. Oh well. Either that or the next one will be a skip row. You know, I'm just looking at the compass, and it seems like even though I set them up to be at 180 degrees, it swings around quite a fair amount. So, yeah, he's doing the best he can. Alright, let me cycle back through my tractors. Well, he's making good progress. We maybe have a little bit along the edge to help him out to finish the deal. You know, when I used to play with my sons, I have two of them, and when they were younger, they enjoyed Farming Simulator. They don't seem to anymore for whatever reason. One of my sons was adamant that when I played with him, that there goes the bell, a gift from a dear friend. But he was adamant that I not hire the workers. He would call it cheating. He wanted me to do all the work myself, and that just isn't my style of play. I don't think it'd be his anymore either. There was too many things I wanted to do at once. Oh dear, look at that. You know, actually, that's pretty realistic. He's sliding off the hill. Be curious when he comes down the other way if he slides again. That's exactly what can happen in real life when it's too steep. But in my style of play, there's too many things I want to do all at the same time, and there's not enough hours in the day for me to be able to do all the things that I'd like to do it here on my own. So I tend to hire to kind of leverage my time, if you will. But he always called me a cheater for doing that. What do you guys do in your game? Do you have reliance on the hired help? And if so, how much? And how do you know what you're going to do on your own versus have your hired help do? Wow, this kind of skipped quite a section in here. This time it kind of went up the hill a little bit. Guess you never know what's going to happen on a steep hillside. And this is incredibly steep. But thank you so much for tagging along to watch. I appreciate it, and you have yourself a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.